Venezuelans are starving, folks. Within the last year, the average Venezuelan has lost 19 pounds as a result of the food shortages due to their socialist communist policies. The people who are in the streets are starving, they're diving through garbage to get their food, and the most absurd part, they let all of the animals in the zoo out so they could eat them. They're eating zoo animals. They don't have zoos because they need food, so they eat all the animals in their zoos. I'm laughing, but it's partially gallows humor. I wonder, why is it that Chile, the only country in South America that suppressed communism, and yes, they suppressed communism through execution, but still, they suppressed communist policies, and they're doing the best right now. I'm not advocating, I'm not advocating for violence or, imprisonment, but communist, socialist policies do not work. Beyond the fact that communism is so many violations of basic principles of human rights that anyone who endorses it is insane and never lived under it. Let me tell you something. I'm getting a little personal here, but this ties into my spiel because I fucking despise communism. I am a descendant of Russians who were there at the time when communism took power. And my family had a farm in Russia for fucking ever. This was our family farm. It had always been our farm. We were sustaining ourselves, And one day, fucking Leninists came up and basically said, this is our farm now. All your food basically belongs to the state. We're going to confiscate it. You have to now move to a pogrom because, they were Jewish. And I'm sorry, this is a little personal for me because I've heard these stories from people in my family. It's just so fucked. They shot him on the spot for refusing to give up his own property that had been in his family for generations. They shot my great-uncle and confiscated his land. And my favorite part, it's just so fucked up. When they to write down like an insert report about what happened, they wrote down that the government wrote down that, he died naturally of lead poisoning. Lead poisoning from a bullet, so I guess they were technically not lying, but certainly misleading. So, not only does communism rob the individual of everything they've worked for and earned, it doesn't solve the basic problem of poverty. In all these countries that have socialist agendas, communist agendas, the people are starving in the streets. How can communists justify communism when the Soviet Union, the most successful example of communism, fell? It's an unsustainable model, which is why you have people in Venezuela starving in the streets, and Chile is doing much better than everyone else in South America. Although I will say Chile is starting to slip a little bit back. I guarantee you some of the people who are, I know Pinochet has a bit of a 50-50 split on how people think of him there. They either despise the man or they like him. But, I guarantee you the half that still really likes Pinochet is not gonna fucking stand for your socialist bullshit. You better pray they don't go full Pinochet on you, or else, free helicopter rides for some commies. I joke a lot. Anyone who knows me knows I joke and say constantly that communists aren't people. And the reason I say that is because I don't think they respect individual human rights. But the more and more that I'm going through life, I'm learning I don't think these people are people. They want to They want to rob others of wealth and spread misery. They want to make everyone equally poor. The idea is we're all the bourgeoisie, proletariat and all that jazz. But they don't get all that they're doing is robbing everyone, including themselves, of wealth, of rights, of liberties. Anyone in America right now who seriously considers themselves a socialist or a communist, and I'm talking to you, Bernie supporters, and I'm not saying Bernie Sanders is a bad guy. I think he had good intentions, but when he says Venezuela is a thriving economy, he's fucking insane, and he's either economically illiterate or lying to you. My point is, anyone who supported Bernie, anyone who supports communism, socialism, please try to explain to me why the Soviet Union fell, why Venezuelans are starving in the streets, why do people flee Cuba if communism is so good? You're not going to be able to answer that. You can try to delude yourself with logic, but you're not going to be able to come up with a rational answer for that. Pray for Venezuela, everyone. Pray for the people of that country. Hope they find the strength to overcome their socialist rulers that are robbing the people of their wealth and prosperity and leaving them to starve in the streets. It's fucked up. Especially that it's still happening in the 21st century.